Somehow, somewhere, there is always a way that comes out, especially out of the things that are actually sent to destroy us. Some things are actually not here to destroy us. They are here to actually teach us on how to handle what we're up against. The roller coaster that I actually went through today is one that I kinda took responsibility to hang on. Sometimes when the pathway that you have chosen seems difficult, that is when you should hang on the most. That is when you reach out for help as well. As I was going through what I was going through, I actually was able to reach out to my loved ones. The fact that I got reassurance to be hard on myself is something that I'd like to hear more often, especially when I'm going through this. The previous me would have kept this to themselves and think that you can handle on its own, or it will figure itself out, which is a wrong approach to anything that you are facing currently right now. It can be actually detrimental for you in the long run, for you to think that what is in front of you, you can be able to do it alone. Reach out for help. And as we end off Jordan year, asking for help has been a key focal point in getting myself back to the saddle. I actually didn't realize that I've been so out of the game in terms of getting onto the horse. I thought that it would be actually an experience that would be easy, but I had tricked myself. Your life is as unique as it comes. The challenges that you are faced are as unique as they come. Do not try by any means to compare it to someone else, because it will never be like that person. Let us not forget as well that the Lord is working with us. We are in formation. It reminds me of this picture that I have currently on my head as I record this, about how a pot is made, how a vase is made with clay and water, and how the circular motion and the hands that actually get to sculpt that bowl, that vase, or whatever you're currently sculpting. Those hands that are sculpting that bowl is the challenges that you are facing. Those challenges are the ones that are shaping you, so that after all has been said and done, then you are going to be that bowl. You are going to be that vase, that beautiful vase, after it's been put through fire so that it can dry, after it has been decorated with all the shapes so that it can be used either for any reason that it can be used for. Today, I'd like you to please not forget that you are being sculpted. The situations that you are actually being put through are necessary so that you can become that beautiful vase, that beautiful bowl that people will get to enjoy, either using or seeing. This is a reminder that even though you are a diamond in the rough, you are still a diamond. You are still a diamond. You are destined to shine. Your value will increase. The more pressure you go through, the more value you'll become. As the maniac, I acknowledge that this is the path that I chose, and I have to take everything that comes with this path that I have chosen. Let me take a moment to be grateful for those who actually opened up their homes, opened up their hearts, opened up their minds to receive this, to receive me during my times of mayhem. At one point, I had nothing. I knew nobody. But then I had to call upon my Creator, the Almighty. I had to ask my ancestors to protect me throughout this beautiful journey, and also send in the people that will genuinely help me get to where I want to be. To Mama, who opened up her home. To Jonathan's mother, who opened up her home. To Bruce Makazi's grandmother, who opened up her home. These are people at the top of my mind that I can think about, that not just opened their hearts, their home, but also instilled fundamental values. The value of family, as I reflect on a dream in which I had. Bruce's mother and aunt were in the stream. They were reminding me of that love that they still possess for me, of that value that they still possess for me, of the beautiful, exuberant character and also the being that I am. I think about the wonderful things that you guys as a family did for me. It's because you wanted to see me in a better place. One thing that I'm actually grateful for is the fact that I had a mind that was able to take all that in and bring it home, because I knew the day would come. The fact that Bruce Makazi gave me my first opportunity for a job selling sneakers. I also like to thank Tatez, who gave me the opportunity to earn my first salary. In doing that, the year 2015 was the first Christmas in which I was able to provide. That is the year I became a man, before walking the initiation journey as a young Xhosa boy, transitioning from boyhood to manhood. It's those moments that I treasure even up until this day, and not forgetting that there were the pillars, the building blocks, the amazing people I met at that workplace, the skill that I learned on how to sell. It also reminds me that we are always selling ourselves. Everywhere we go, we are always selling. Some of us might not be aware that we are selling, but we are always selling. So that place, Urban Mania, actually taught me that you are a seller. Either you are selling or you are selling. Fundamental moments, key moments, which as I reflect on, I'm grateful for. But let us acknowledge the journey that is in front of us now. Fatherhood, brotherhood, family man, podcaster, gamer, techie, motivator, motivational speaker. All these things had to happen. There was a lead up. Acknowledgement of Mr. Thando Puza, and the fact that on the podcast he had informed me on how proud he is in terms of the mindset, the person that I've become. I'm no longer that boy that used to want to play around. Instead, I'm a man now that takes full ownership of who he is, who he wants to be, and who he will be. But each and everything that I have to take in account is the fact that the person I am and the person who I'd like to be have different actions, have a different mindset. Become an agent of change. Accept things for how they are and move accordingly. But do not forget, you also have a part to play. You have a huge part to play in your own success. You have a huge part to play in other people's success. Do not think that your life is insignificant. Do not try to live your life as if you are someone else. Try to figure out what you would like to live like. I'd like to live like the best version of myself. I have an ideal self, but I know that it is not final. It is okay, because as we grow, the perspective of who we are and our desires change. Let us not hold on to ideas that will not grow us. Instead, let us approach ideas that will continue to challenge us. If you do not go through challenge, then how are you expecting to grow? Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. What are the odds that you are up against a mountain, and this mountain you need to climb, but at the end of the day, your focus is on climbing? Become a good climber, because once you are done with this mountain that is in front of you, another mountain is waiting to be climbed. The mountain I'm referring to are the obstacles that you are up against in this life. You can't run away from them. Sometimes you do find yourself in a position where depressions get the best of you. Sometimes you do find yourself not wanting to try or live at all. It's okay for you to feel that way, but are you going to let that emotion be the dominant factor? Because once you do, then you will start to do things that you will regret. Then you will start to lose your sanity, which is also a responsibility to keep intact. What's thrown at you in this life, you cannot determine, but you can determine on how you react to it. How are you reacting towards difficult times? How are you reacting towards nice times? It's on you. But whatever happens, make sure that you are not the problem. Make sure that you are not your own impairment. Make sure that you are not up against yourself. You are not working against yourself, but instead you are working for the self. It is your sole responsibility to heal from the known and the unknown. It is your sole responsibility to love yourself. If you do not love yourself, how do you expect others to love you? If you do not know how to do that, learn. Because we are here to learn. Learn, apply what you have learned, see what works, see what doesn't work, but all in all, become a student. Become a student and also become a teacher. What you learn, you can teach to others, because you do not know about what you know can actually help someone else. I want to be a student of life. I am a student of life. And this life does not stop dishing you lessons, does not stop reminding you that anything is possible. Even the word impossible says, I am possible. Remember that? Remember that? Let's go back to it again. Let's go back to us feeding ourselves with possibility. Let's go back to seeing greatness in ourselves. Let's teach us that what matters is 51% of a man's thinking, because 51 is greater than 49. What are you thinking about more often? Because that is what will show up in your life. When negativity comes, learn to handle it. Do not avoid it. Learn to handle it. And once you do, then you'll become more gratified. You'll be more in line and in tune with what's yours. We are attracting at a frequency. And once we do attract at that frequency, then we cannot blame ourselves if we find ourselves in a position of mayhem. The Almighty is working, like I said. Almighty Shiva, I ask in your holy name to continue showing your presence in everything that I do. Give me power to fight the things that have been placed in my obstacle to derail me. Give me the eyes to see. Give me the ears to listen. Give me the nose to smell. Give me the natural instinct to detect anything that will be an impairment in my pathway. Let me see it from a distance as it comes. Almighty Shiva, open my mind up to new knowledge. Knowledge that will empower the self. Knowledge that will empower others. Knowledge that will continue pushing me forward. Lord, let not my mind be endeaved in things that will not take my initiative forward. Continue to work in the spiritual realm. Continue to contact those who are no longer here in the physical world. Let them intervene, Lord, for we know this is not going to be an easy fight, because we are all fighting battles. The battles we fight, and what's important about them is that these battles are unique. These battles are unique. Your life is unique. Everything that you are facing right now is as unique as it comes. You are a life that the Almighty won't make again. Because once you are gone, the God, the Almighty, will not make another you. So when you try to be someone else, you are denying me the opportunity of knowing the real you. How often do we ask ourselves those hard questions? Who am I? Take away everything that I think defines me. Take away all the materials that we human beings have agreed that they can be made. Take away everything. Who am I? Strip me away from all these dependencies. Who am I? Who are you when nobody is there? When the lights are off and everything is not working as accordingly, who are you? There are going to be a lot of testing times to look forward to. Motivational Maniac podcast host Thando to Nkonyana. But the most important thing is, how are you going to be handling those hard times? We are neither good or bad, but we are oscillating in between the two. Thank you to Amina for reminding me of that. Not being okay is okay. Do not ignore your current state of feeling and how you are feeling and disacknowledge it or misinterpret it. Understand that you are feeling that way because of what you are going through at that time period. Do not close it out. As I close this one off, I'm very grateful for my circle of accountability. I'm very grateful for everyone who's contributed towards my journey negatively and positively. To Zoe as well. The fact that you see me as someone that you can learn from, you're also someone I can learn from as well. To everyone. To Ross, I see you, my man. Thank you for seeing me for who I am. Removing the barriers of color and culture and all the things that actually make us separate as human beings, and focused on the most important thing, the content of the character. May we continue to prosper, and may everything that you guys seek come true. I close this one off in the holy name of Shiva. Namaste.